Hey, what's good, people? It's your boy Tilo Bag coming at you with another video. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about scouting. Scouting is probably one of the most important things you could do in GAC. Even though it's not battling or setting defense or preparing for offense, this is the one factor that really contributes to everything you do in GAC. So for all those top players that are getting 12-0 seasons, going at Kyber in a consistent basis, they all pretty much scout in one way or another. And in today's video, we're going to go through different things you can do to scout in your own GACs and to help you to succeed and try to get those 12-0 seasons and get Kyber. So let's begin. But before we get started, I just want to say, if you guys have not subbed to the channel yet, make sure you hit that sub button. Also hit that like button. It really helps out the channel, helps me out, and I really appreciate it. And also comment down below if you have any questions at all. All right, let's get into it. All right, in the first part of this, we're going to break this down into three parts. Actually, is going to be scouting GAC history. When scouting GAC history, there's a website called swoga.gg. I'm pretty sure most of you are already aware of it, but if you aren't, that website offers your history in GAC. You can see the different battles that you've done, also the defenses that you and your opponent set if they're signed up to that website. But it's a really important tool, and it offers you up to 3 weeks of the past GAC. But there's also a way to go past that, and especially for us going into 5v5s, you want to see what they did in the previous 5v5s. So you're going to have to go past those 3 weeks, and I'm going to show you how to do that, as well as tendencies. Tendencies is another thing that we're going to be taking a look at, because tendencies really can help you set up your defense as well as your offense, because a lot of people put the same things on defense and offense. So that's really going to help you out if you understand what they like to do. And lastly, we're going to take a look at weaknesses. Weaknesses are extremely important because weaknesses are going to show you what you can do on defense to put different teams that they struggle with, and that's really going to help you get holds and really help you to prevail and get that win. All right, let's talk about tendencies and weaknesses first. When it comes to tendencies and weaknesses, this is something that varies from case to case. You're going to have to take a look at their swoga.gg account and really just see what they have. If they constantly are failing on the team in different battles, then that's something I would definitely consider putting into your own defense. If they constantly put the same defense down, make sure you have teams to take out that certain defense, because most likely they're going to probably put it down again. But the main issue that I want to talk about is the swoga.gg history. And you're going to see right there that we can only go past 3 weeks. And that's not going to be helpful for us because we're going into a 5v5 season, not a 3v3 season. So we have to go to the season after this previous season. So if you go up top to the search bar, you're going to see GAC equals 42 at the end of all that. That 42 represents week 42. So what you're going to have to do is just erase that and put a week that there was 5v5. So we know it was not last season, but the season before that. I put 37, and you're going to see that I get to see what happened week 37. You get to see all 3 rounds of that week as well. So that's really helpful. And you're going to see what they used, what they put on defense. And a lot of times people are creatures of habit and they do the same thing over and over and over. And this is really going to give you a leg up on the competition going into this season. So this is something I would really consider doing on a consistent basis, especially in the first week of GAC when everything is just pretty much fresh. This is going to give you a leg up on the competition. All right, next up, we're going to take a look at one of the most simplest yet effective things you could do in preparation for your GAC. And let's just take a look at the roster. And when we're taking a look at the roster, we're looking at 4 different type of things. We're taking a look at a number of teams, because that's really going to tell you what they have new in the roster, how many teams they can put on defense, how many teams they can put on offense, as well as modding. Modding is extremely important because this is really going to tell you, can I cheese this team? Do I have to respect this team because they're modded correctly? Is this team going to be harder than what it has to be, especially on those key tunes? And those key tunes are another thing that we're going to be taking a look at. Do they have those characters that really transcend this account to the next level, making this account a lot harder to deal with, as well as mistakes? And when I say mistakes, we're looking for those modding mistakes, those gearing mistakes, those areas that are going to give you that advantage in the next round in that DAC battle. And probably one of the best characters in all of Star Wars has to be Grand Admiral Thrawn. It's not because he has the Force or he's super powerful, but what he is extremely intelligent. And what he does is he really studies art of his opponent, of his enemies, to really get an understanding of who they are, what their tendencies are, what they really are thinking, and get a really true insight of what they could possibly do in battle. We can do the same. Unfortunately, we don't have art, but we do have their roster. We can take a look at what teams they really heavily invested in, what teams that they aren't invested in, and really tailor an offense and a defense that we can really take advantage of our opponent. Alright, I'm going to take my roster as an example. If I were to scout myself, I'm first taking in consideration all the different teams I have. I can see those GLs right off the rip. I have Ray and SLKR, so I have to take those in consideration. I have a gas squad, I have a Vader, I have a GG, a Padme, a JTR, all sorts of different squads. So you have to keep a mental note of how much teams he has, as well as in taking in consideration GAC history. You have to put those two together and kind of figure out what he's going to put on defense, what he's going to leave for offense, and also start looking for little things that he made mistakes on. If I'm taking in consideration my account, I'm looking at speeds. I'm looking at how is his Darth Revan modded. Is he fast? Is he slow? Because by doing that, that's really going to let you know what you can use to take against it, or what you can use on defense to really stop that counter. I'm also going to be looking at his GG. Is he properly modded? Is his gas modded for offense or protection? Is his 5s modded for defense or protection? That's really going to let me know, does he have an SLK counter? Am I willing to put that on defense? By taking a look at the different types of modding, it's really going to tell you a lot about this player, if he's good, if he's bad, and what he's going to use on offense, what he's going to use on defense, and that's really going to give you a leg up. But it's going to take some time. I'm not going to lie to you. This is not something that you can just go take a little quick look at and be done with. This is something that you want to take a little bit of time and investment in, and it's really going to show in your GAC performance. Alright, and the last thing that we're going to take a look at is playing out the battle in your mind. And the key things we're going to take a look out for is things that can go wrong, as well as ways we can take advantage. A lot of the good players in GAC are able to do the battle before the battle even starts. And by doing that, they're really able to see the different scenarios that could possibly happen in the battle, and that's really going to give them a leg up, because they're going to be able to tailor their roster to a position to where it's flexible. They're able to go against this on offense or this on defense. It doesn't matter. Their roster is available to attack in different ways. It's like Bruce Lee says, you got to be like water. You got to be able to mold yourself and be able to maneuver yourself to whatever position you need to be able to take advantage of your opponent. And it's the same thing that we're trying to do. And by taking consideration that GAC history, as well as their roster that we took a look at, we're able to piece together what this battle might look like. And by doing that, we're going to be able to see, are they going to put GLs on defense? Are we prepared for that? Are they not going to put GLLs on defense? Are we prepared for that, for an efficiency battle? And this is really going to be able to put your roster in a position to be able to be flexible. And that's all we're able to do. One of my favorite animes of all time has to be Dragon Ball Z. What they have in there is an image battle or image training, and what it does is basically playing out a battle in their mind, and it really helps them sharpen their abilities and sharpen their skills to really push them to the next level. And they're able to do that without throwing a punch, without doing anything. It's just a matter of just playing out the battle in their mind. And it's one of the coolest things I think in Dragon Ball Z, and it's something that I take into consideration when I do my GACs. I really try to image this battle before it even takes place. And by preparing yourself and really just imagining the battle in your own mind, it's going to be able to see a lot of different situations and really bump up your percentage of getting the win in that round. And by taking a look at their GAC history and as well as a roster, and by looking at the battle in your own mind, that's the way you're going to be able to scout to success. You're going to be able to get those 12-0 seasons, get Kyber at a consistent basis. This is the stuff that I did in my old GAC last season. It really helped me get 12-0. So really hope this helps you guys. If you guys have any questions at all, hit me down below in the comments. And like I said earlier, make sure you sub to the channel. I got a lot more videos about these certain subjects that I'm going to be pulling out, as well as hit that like button. It really helps the channel grow, and I would really appreciate it. But all right, that's going to do it for this one. I'm going to catch you on the next one. Peace.